G'mana D. Vermont agus Fáilte Rovers Jock. Good morning, everybody. Welcome along into the programme. Please talk to me on 051 846 123. Our 3 Ireland text line is 083 333 975, and the email address to contact us on when we're on air is studio@wrfm.com. I'm Billy McCarthy, and this is Tuesday's Daysha AM.
You're listening to the Good News Programme with Fr. Billy McCarthy. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. You're listening to the Good News Programme with Father Billy McCarthy. Father Billy McCarthy? My God.
Hello, May.
Well, it's me.
Welcome to the programme. Now, Jared tells me you're a bit agitated over something.
I'm very agitated over a driving test I've just come from.
Okay.
It's like as if I was a simpleton. I feel that way right now, and I'm an old age pensioner.
Tell us the full story. What happened?
He asked me all questions, which I don't know, all these new things. When I started driving, Billy, there was no such thing as roundabouts or this, what's going on now.
An extra date has been added to the Garth Brooks Comeback special event, and Garth Brooks joins me now. Hi Garth, welcome to the programme.
Thank you very much.
You're actually speaking to a huge fan, but can I ask you this? Why do you think you're so popular in this country?
Billy, I wish I had a really cool answer. I don't have a clue.
My first guest in studio now is Taoiseach and leader of Fine Gael Deputy Enda Kenny TD. Welcome, Taoiseach.
Thank you, Billy.
And welcome back to Waterford.
Anytime, always a pleasure to be here on your show.
Whingers. Do you expect to find many whingers in Waterford today?
No.
And do you regret describing some of your constituents in those terms yesterday?
To members of the public.
Jeremy Irons, welcome back to Waterford.
It's great to be back in Waterford.
Does the parish council ask themselves this question? What would Jesus do in this situation? Does that ever come up? Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Episcopal ordination of Canon Alphonsus Cullinan as Bishop of Waterford and Lismore here in the Cathedral of the Most Holy Trinity in Waterford. This is Ireland's oldest Roman Catholic cathedral, built to John Roberts' design, starting in 1793. My next guest is a former Taoiseach, Bertie Ahern, whom you know by now has published his autobiography. Good morning, Bertie, and welcome to the programme.
Thank you very much, Billy. Good morning to you.
Actually, I find it a bit strange. What should I be calling you? Deputy, former Taoiseach?
Well, I think it hasn't changed too much over the years. Everyone still calls me Bertie.
Robbie Brady took the Republic of Ireland forward to the Euro 2016 round of 16 with a career-defining goal against Italy. Joining me now from Lille, they're barely awake, are George Banks Sr., George Banks Jr. and Andy Cummins. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Billy.
Now, let me nail my colours to the mast. You're my first cousin, and your dad is my favourite uncle. How are you feeling this morning?
How do you think, Bill? Oh, the vibrant green.
I'm so proud of the history of my city and county. And back in 1284, history was made when our first mayor was elected or appointed. His name was Roger Lulom. And our good city and county councillors yesterday afternoon made history again when it elected Waterford's youngest mayor ever. Indeed, possibly Ireland's youngest mayor ever. And he is Councillor Adam Wise.
Last night was a great experience for me and my family, and to experience it with some of my friends as well. I'm delighted that a majority of the members of the City and County Council have backed me to become the Mayor of Waterford City and the county as well.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Billy McCarthy, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome you again to the annual WRFM Lions Club Christmas concert of carols and Christmas music here at this beautiful Cathedral of the Most Holy Trinity in Waterford City. Typical example of how Daysha AM can be ahead of the game when it comes to dealing with current affairs is an exclusive interview the programme secured in March 2013. This was with the getaway driver for an IRA gang who murdered a young civil servant during a bank robbery in Tremor back in 1979.
And Cara said to me, she says, Rod, last Sunday we walked in Wigan. Last Saturday we walked in Richmond. Tonight we're walking in Waterford. 2 years ago We were walking to Malta. From a kid, when I broke my leg, going to Manchester United, and I was at being an arse, I broke my leg. She was there straight away in the hospital, visiting me every visit. And everything that went wrong, whether I was released from a club, sacked as a manager, bankrupt in a company, lost a couple of properties when I had them up and running. Every time I looked at her, she was there. And I'm with her 37 years, and I only realised last night that she's a jinx.
Well, as we say in Waterford, folly that. It's your all-American country music programme here on WLR this Sunday evening. Hope your Sunday's going well, indeed your weekend. I'm Billy McCarthy, delighted to have your company. My next guest made history yesterday when she was installed as the first female Dean of Christ Church Cathedral in the Anglican community here in Waterford. She is Dean Maria Jonsson. How do you feel about it yourself?
I was surprised at how nervous I was yesterday. Titles don't really matter that much to me, so I didn't come for an upgrade. I came because there was work to be done, it interested me, and I liked the nominators who interviewed me, and I had a good feel about it.
But I mean, the stupidity of the responses, and what I mean by that is, how could anybody land on the sun and not get burnt?
Well, you see, in the story I explained that. I said they went up at night time. So obviously, at night time the sun is there, so you didn't get burnt. So
it was the dark side of the sun they landed on.
Yeah, dark side of the sun, yeah.
Now, it wasn't the most wonderful time of the year for you at the Cineplex in Waterford, I gather, over the weekend.
No, Billy, it wasn't. It was actually my grandchildren I was thinking about. I took my 3 granddaughters to the cinema on Friday. When we got there about 1:45, the film was starting at 20 past. There was already a queue coming down Patrick Street, not too big at that particular time. As I was in the queue, I noticed that people started shoving and that they were coming up Patrick Street and in, as like some of them weren't in the queue at all and they were pushing. It was chaos.
Of course, enjoy the Eurovision Song Contest if you're going to watch it on Saturday evening. I shall certainly enjoy it. And whatever side you are on in the referenda, if you have the franchise, in other words, if you have the right and the ability to vote, please go out and vote today. So many people have died all over the world for the right to vote, and we have it here. So please exercise it, no matter where or how you are going to vote, or in what manner you are going to vote, be it yes or no to any of the referenda. Please go out and vote today.
You have had to hold your wish because of the nature of your job for all during this campaign, and I think it's only fair that somebody asks you what you think so that you can say it publicly. So how are you feeling this morning, Billy McCarthy?
I'm actually, just to think about it, I'm still teary and just overwhelmed about the generosity of my fellow citizens. My favourite Shakespeare poem. When to the sessions of sweet, silent thought I summon up remembrance of things past, I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woes new wail my dear time's waste. Then can I drown an eye unused to flow for precious friends hid in death's stateless night, and weep afresh love's long since cancelled woe, and moan the expense of many a vanished sight. Then can I grieve at grievances forgone, and heavily from woe to woe tell o'er the sad account of fore-bemoaned moan, which I knew pay as if not paid before. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end. And that's our broadcast for today.